go to Aaron in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or Sioux Falls, as they say. Nobody says that, actually. What's up, Aaron? How are you, man?
Hey, I'm good, Dr. D. How are you?
Outstanding. So what's up, brother? How can I help, man?
Well, okay, so here's my thing. I've been working from home for about 18 months now.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a software engineer.
Excellent. Okay. So you've been engineering from the house. Do you have a cool setup,
Yes.
or are you like on top of a washing machine or something?
I started in a cleared off desk in my bedroom, and then we finally moved me into an office. Well, a room.
Very, very cool. Very cool. All right, man. So you're working from home, 18 months, software engineer. You got your own fancy home office. What's up?
I like it a lot, but just the last couple months especially, I feel like I'm starting to fall into this trap where I'm treating my wife more like a coworker or a business partner and less like my spouse and lover.
Okay.
And I don't know. I feel like I used to have these nice, clear delineations of I go to work, I'm at work, I come home, I'm come home, and now I don't really have any boundaries because it all happens under the same roof all the time.
Yeah. So give me an example of the way things used to be and what happened that caused you to call to realize, dude, I got a problem.
Like used to be like when I went out and had a commute or, I think one of the things really recently that was kind of a blow up between my wife and me, was, sometimes when I had an office, like I'd, need to schedule something with a financial advisor or something and just be, oh, okay, well, swing by, we'll grab a break room, or it'd be somebody in house and, we'll grab a break room for 15 minutes and have a chat.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that recently, and this is on me, I'm stupid. But I scheduled a quick meet with a financial advisor at the house and forgot to tell my wife.
Gotcha.
This was not good.
So it sounds like an honest, simple mistake, and you're beating yourself up over it. Is this the 15th time this has happened and she's asked you to not do that? Or is she sick of you? Like, that seems rather benign. Tell me how it's not.
This specifically was the first time this had happened,
okay.
But I think it's more just, I don't know, sometimes I don't know if this even makes sense. Like, we've been married for 19 years.
Okay.
And
you got little ones?
We do. Some of them aren't so little anymore, but yeah, we've got 5 kids.
Whoa!
Yeah, and she's great. She's been a stay-at-home mom since the first one was born almost 16 years ago.
Okay.
And we homeschool.
Oh my gosh.
And so she's fantastic at that, and sometimes it feels like just running the house is a business unto itself.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It feels like it was easier when I went off to work to come home and be like, there's my lovely wife. There's my lover. And now it's kind of like, and I see you every day, all the time. And I'm not sure if you're my wife or my coworker who's kind of getting on my nerves and I can't get away from anymore. And I know I'm sure I'm doing the same. I know I'm doing the same thing to her. I'm a guy. I don't even.
So
I annoy her and I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Or don't even realize it.
So, number one, thank you for calling. For real. I know this is not an easy call, and I'm going to stereotype you, but it's probably an even more complex call for a software engineer who's used to being in their head and architecting things. It's not even a word, but and having to navigate these family relationships all day, every day is just new. okay? And I want you to rest in that millions and millions of people are dealing with this right now. Everybody, was cool to work from home and to do these meetings from my bedroom and to wear sweats during whatever. And we're starting to see folks desperate to get back to the office just for the routine, the separation, the different types of relationships, all those things you're talking about experiencing. And not everybody's going to be able to go back, or some things are going to be part-time back. And so all I have to say is you're in a situation that a bajillion other people are in, and I applaud you for having the courage to call, okay? So there is a ton going on at your house. Is that right?
Yeah, that's
5
totally
homeschooled kids is 5x
Yep.
laundry plus 5x learning things plus 5x people on the internet plus 5x dishes, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
And when you leave and go to work, you are right. Your wife's the CEO of the house. She's running stuff, right? And you're not there to help. And so she knows her roles are clearly defined as y'all have agreed on them, and your roles are clearly defined. And then when everybody's here, it gets all mushed up, right? And so there's 2 things I think are important here. Number one, there is a direct inverse correlation between safety and desire, safety and romance, familiarity and desire, okay? And what happens when you go to work and you come home, even if it's a tiny bit, there's some mystery there. That's that, there she is. And that's when you walk in the door and she looks at you and goes, there he is, right? There's a little bit of mystery there. What's been going on? Who's been checking him out? What's she been doing? There's that, it adds some spice, if you will. And then when you are in the same routine, he's going to be wearing this and talking about that and the same coffee cup in the same spot and the same sink. Man, there is no room for mystery and there's no room for desire. And so it sounds bananas. And by the way, put 5 kids on top of this, trying to parent during a pandemic, 5 kids plus you worried about your job and the market and then on top of that, put it's hard to find room for romance with 5 kids and 20 years of marriage anyway, right? All that stuff's there. Have you guys stepped away and just said, where are we? Done a State of the Union of Aaron and your wife's marriage. Have y'all done that?
Yeah, we really haven't.
Okay. You deserve that and she deserves that. How old are your kids?
Almost 16, 14, 12, 10, and just about 8.
Okay. I think they are old enough. Obviously you guys do what you need to do, but they're old enough that y'all can get away for a weekend. And it's not hey, we're going to get away and we're just going to try to rekindle old romance and I'm going to put on some candles and a song that I like and see if we can make out. That might happen. Hopefully it does, but it's bigger than that. This is a State of the Union. How are we doing? I miss you. All of a sudden, this work from home that started was just going to be 30 days to flatten the curve, turned into 4 months, turned into 9 months. Now it's 18 months later. And there's something about just hitting pause, turning all the lights on and being like, hey, what's up? I miss you. Let's be open with one another. And it gives both of you an opportunity to talk. And it starts with, I miss you. And I know that I'm not being the guy that I want to be. I know that if I'm so impressed with the work you're doing around here and running this ship, but you and I are becoming coworkers and I want to get the romance back and I want to get the desire back. And that leads me to number 2. You guys have to practice desire. And so one of the things I don't know if you listen to the show very often, but I always talk about the analogy that I just beat to death over and over is the Twin Towers. Twin Towers got hit by those planes and they fell down. We couldn't sweep up all that glass and all that metal and all that steel and recreate those towers. They were gone. What had to happen is everything had to be excavated, call in an architect, call in an engineering firm, and we had to rebuild something new, something that's actually stronger. Some would say it's more beautiful, and there's a monument to what was, but we're going to build something new. That's what y'all guys get to do now. Because what was is different. What was is gone. It used to be Dad went to work. He doesn't do that anymore. Now he's here. And it would give her an opportunity to speak into, I really would love this, right? I really would love that. Here's a simple solution for if you need to have meetings at the house. And it's you saying, I'm so stupid. And her going, no, it wasn't that. It's that I mentioned this 3 times and you didn't hear me. Does that make sense? So what you're doing is you're saying, hey, we're going to excavate everything that was. Up until now, we had this type of marriage. Everything's different because I work from here now. So what is it going to look like? What cool thing can we build moving forward? And how are we going to practice desire inside this thing? What is our sex life going to look like? What is our fantasy life together going to look like? What is dating each other going to look like? What is going out? What is me helping around the house now that you see me? What is that going to look like? Right? Does that make sense? What I'm saying, Aaron?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And my hope is that y'all approach this with excitement and vigor for what could be, not a mourning of what's lost. You might mourn what was. It used to be cool to have an hour to yourself to drive and to listen to whatever podcast you want. Maybe now that turns into a morning walk. And once you're done with work, you take a walk around the block for 30 more minutes. A, you're going to feel better. B, you're going to get some sunshine. And C, you've got some markers in your day that I was working, now I'm dad. And same with her. She's going to take a walk in the morning to gear up for teaching half dozen kids, and then she's going to go to the gym or whatever that looks like for your family. Does that make sense? But you're going to build some of these things in, and it could be exciting, and it could be fun, and it could be a new canvas y'all are painting. It's only when you try to recreate what was, that you try to drag the past into the future, that it just wears everybody out because you can't get it back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's really remarkable that you called this out on yourself. That's awesome. That puts you so far ahead of other guys I know. It's amazing. Usually it's a wife calling me saying, hey, I'm at the end of my rope. Or a husband calling and saying, we don't have sex anymore. It's my wife's fault. And you peel it all the way back and you realize, oh, you have 5 kids. You've been working from home for 18 months and here. Does that make sense? So you've been able to look in the mirror and be like, I'm contributing to this. I know. I don't know what to do next. Right? So my recommendation, here's my prescription. Y'all get away for a weekend and dig into it. Okay? And part of it's going to be, where are we? Part of it's going to be lamenting what was, and then the exciting part is let's build something awesome, and then we're going to practice it moving forward. How's that sound?
Yeah, I like that. I think that's something we can definitely do, and move forward with something cool.
I love that. And if it's really rad, if y'all come back with some, here's who we are, right? Here's who we're going to be. Here's what our marriage is going to look like. It's going to look different, and then you invite the kids in on it. They'll all roll their eyes and be like, gross, no, I don't want to talk about this, blah. Bring them in on it. Here's who we're going to be moving forward. This is how this is going to work. We're going to make this work because this looks like this is the rest of our life. It's not, but it feels like it is. And then in 18 months, you're going to get called back to the office. And your guys are going to go on another retreat and do this whole thing over again. We had this rhythm, and now the rhythm's different. Now we're playing a different song as a family. And so what's that going to look like? You're a stud, Aaron. I appreciate you a lot. And I want to know how that retreat goes. So after you go on this retreat, send Kelly an email. Let us know how it goes. And if I can help with anything moving forward, let me know. Appreciate you, man.